need a high-end designer or a lot of money to get a luxe look. Be your own interior designer.
This is Affordable Interior Design, the podcast.
Here's your host, Betsy Helmuth.
Hello, everybody. Happy fall. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying warm. I'm not. This cottage is cold. Connecticut is cold. It is fall, and I have not stopped shivering since the temperature dropped below 50. This is my new life now. This cottage takes forever to warm up. So it does have an electric heater. It has like a system, not just a heater, which is nice, but it takes forever. And I do have a wood burning stove that is supposed to heat up this space with just one log. All the logs are soaking wet from the deluge of rain we've been getting. Yeah. And I have no confidence that I know how to work a wood burning stove. I'm going to figure it out. I was a campfire girl in elementary, junior high, and high school. By golly, I'm going to figure this out. But until then, I'm just going to shiver, wear my daughter's hoodie, and muddle through. I hope you guys are surviving and thriving. Hope you are a little bit warmer than me. I hope you're settled and not living out of boxes. I tell you what, we are today just at month 2 of living in this house. Month 2, we are still in boxes. I still can't find my toothbrush. I still can't find several lampshades. I still can't find a number of things that feel very important. I'm just lucky if I can take a shower in the morning and find a clean towel. That's how things are going. If you're moving, if you just moved, know that I sympathize, I empathize. I had moved many, many times before this, but it has never been quite like this. 5 days out of 7, I have a team of men in and out of my house doing various projects that I have to supervise. I have multiple tasks at my real job, and then I have another task, which is being a foreman on many home projects. My brain is swirling with everything that is going on, and my body is shivering with the cold. That's me in a nutshell. But the one bright spot in everything is that I get to talk to you every week. Here I am talking to you, and I am bringing you some exciting news. First bit of exciting news is that I have a webinar, my very first webinar I will be doing on November 3rd at 11 a.m. Eastern. The topic of this webinar is 3 secrets to becoming an interior designer who gets paid. That's right, gets paid. Many of you write in and say that you're doing interior design as a hobby, or you're just interested, you're helping friends and family, maybe you're assisting a neighbor just out of the goodness of your heart. But I will tell you that is the fastest path to burnout. And also it can lead to resentments. Getting asked about interior design advice, working on projects where you're not getting paid, you can start to feel picked apart. And I should know, I did work for free or for very little for too long. And I want to make sure that you don't fall into the same trap. So I am hosting a very fun, exciting webinar that will be action oriented. There will be downloads, there will be steps I feel you should take to get to the next level, whether you're wanting to just make a little pocket money, whether you're wanting this to be a legitimate side hustle, or whether you're wanting this to replace your full-time income. There is a path to take. There is a road to profit. Turn that amazing passion into something that can make money for you or you and your family. But the key is that you follow some crucial steps, secrets that I will be revealing on this 45-minute podcast. Or it's not a podcast. What am I saying? What am I saying? It's a webinar. I'm doing a podcast now, and it's going to be a webinar. So this webinar, if you want to join, if you want to find out more information, you head over to affordableinteriordesign.com/webinar. Once again, that's affordableinteriordesign.com/webinar. There you're going to see a page where you can sign up for the webinar. That just means that you'll be getting a calendar link with the link to join us on our video. It will be live. I will be answering your questions as well as sharing those secrets and a few anecdotes that will help to illustrate why I think it's so important for you to get paid. That's right. So that's my first exciting news, the webinar on November 1st at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. First exciting news. Second exciting news, as many of you know, that currently my interior design brand is going through interior design brand. Oh my gosh, my brain is also frozen. My interior design company is going through a major rebrand. So now our new name is Uploft Interior Design. Now, we will still be keeping the name Affordable Interior Design for the podcast, but now it's going to be Affordable Interior Design by Uploft. Okay, so you'll see a tiny change to the feed, nothing dramatic. But if you do go to my interior design website, you'll see lots of changes. Uploft Interior Design now houses several different websites. It's a way for us to kind of expand the brand. And now we have, of course, affordableinteriordesign.com, moderninteriordesign.com, officeinteriordesign.com, and lastly, uploftinteriordesignacademy.com. Now, that's all very exciting. That's all very good and well, but it did create an issue that you guys have shared with me. So here's the other side of the rebrand, is that some of the previous URLs I've mentioned in my past archive of episodes no longer work, because now we have a new website, new platform, everything changed. We moved from Squarespace to WordPress, blah, blah, blah. Some of the URLs are not working. Some of you tried to go to the website to buy our bundle of classes with the book for $99. That's right, we have our 3 online classes with my signed book for $99. You went there and it was not working. And I am so grateful that you wrote to me and told me, because I was able to fix it in a jiffy. And now if you go to affordableinteriordesign.com/classes, you'll be able to order those classes right there. I'll get everything out to you ASAP. The other section that was not working was the section where you could just order a signed copy of our book. I am happy to say that is also working. So if you go to affordableinteriordesign.com/book or affordableinteriordesign.com/r-book, you're going to find the book. You'll be able to purchase it. I will sign it for you and ship it out to you ASAP. Thank you so much for letting me know about that little snafu that you experienced while you were logging on. You may find after 7 years of podcasting that there's a couple of other URLs that are not functioning for you. If you discover that, let me know. Write me at betsy@uploft.com. Once again, betsy@uploft.com. And me or a member of my team will get back to you to let you know how we can help you get the correct link, because we can work it out. Sometimes we don't know about it because 7 years is a long time. That's a lot of URLs. Okay, let's move on to more exciting news. The mailbag is full. It is brimming. I am so excited to tackle these questions, and I'm going to do so in sort of a quick manner today. That way I can get to that biggest volume of questions in the shortest span of time. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. First question comes from Emily. Emily is writing from Brooklyn, and she says, Betsy, what do you think of rattan lampshades? Are they ever appropriate, or are they too dark? All right, well, I love a natural texture. You know, rattan is kind of a woven texture. So the exciting thing about using that as a lampshade is that you're probably going to see little peekaboos of light coming through the cracks in between the weave, right? You might even see areas where that natural kind of basket texture is thinner than others. So you might be seeing kind of different types of light all coming through the same shade, which is really beautiful and could add a lovely warm glow and texture. And I'm saying warm because typically rattan is kind of a warm brown or light tan color. So of course that's going to impact the type of light and color of light that you actually see. It'd be quite different and much warmer than if it was coming from, say, just a typical standard white lampshade. The problem is that it will also be a little diffused. So you won't get as much light as you would get from a lampshade that was just white. So you want to make sure that you're following my rule, at least 3 lamps in every room in addition to overheads. But you may find that 3 lamps is not sufficient with a rattan shade. You're just not going to get a big bang for your buck. It's going to be more of a sculptural beauty, something that adds a little touch of warmth, but it's not going to make it easier to read a book. It's not going to be great light if you wanted to write a letter to someone. I just worry that it's really not going to move the needle in terms of illuminating the space. But I think it's a really nice choice in certain styles of rooms. Would I ever use a rattan shade in a contemporary space? Not right now. Certainly, probably not in a modern space as well. I think there could be a really interesting application in, of course, a beachy style space that would be perfect for rattan, kind of that seagrass vibe. Um, I would also love to see it in an eclectic space, boho space, something maybe that embraces hygge, which has a lot of natural materials, right? There's a time and a place for rattan, and it is certainly not everywhere. But if you're designing in one of the styles I just mentioned, Emily, I think it could be the perfect touch for your space. All right, let's move to my next question, which comes all the way from Dover, Delaware. Sophia is writing in and she says, Betsy, I will be getting married and buying a house. I am in the research stage. I will be updating the kitchen first. I love to cook, and my future husband is a chef. I do cooking, baking, canning, making cheese, making sausage. Any tips for adding things to a kitchen that will make it functional? I want to know the best brand of appliances to buy. I will be buying prefab cabinets from Lowe's. I don't have a budget for custom. I've been looking at cabinets. I always go back to and love white cabinets. I love traditional farmhouse English country style with a touch of French country. How do I incorporate color into the kitchen without making it that I have to redo it in a few years? Any tips? I have gone through so much furniture through the years. What is the best quality furniture? My favorite colors are blue and gray. Oh my gosh. Well, you are really getting into it, Sophia. First of all, congratulations on your next life phase. I am so excited for you. And I am so excited that your future husband is a chef. Back in my dating days, I dated several chefs. And I think the reason that I was so attracted to chefs is because I love to eat. I, at that time, did not love to cook. So, my love of cooking, and I will say it has developed into a true passion, has only developed since I've had children and moved to the suburbs. Because even when I lived in Brooklyn, I was constantly ordering takeout. There were so many amazing options, there was so much affordable food. It was cheaper at that time when my kids weren't eating meals that we were eating, they were eating baby food, formula, milk, uh, even after they got a little bit past that. We moved when they were 3 and 5, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. Even when they were getting a little bit past that, they were still in the nuggets, hot dogs. They were not into taquitos, or what did we have last night? Ooh, meatball agrodolce. I became an amazing chef by using box meal companies, one of which you've heard advertised on this podcast. But I currently still enjoy Green Chef, and I really love Marley Spoon. So those are sort of the ones that I alternate with. And I consider myself a fancy chef, even though I'm just following their steps and they send me all the ingredients. But they are so delicious. And the portions are usually so big that my kids will split one portion. My husband has one portion, I have one portion, and then I have some left over for lunch the next day. So it actually becomes really cost effective. I had meatballs agrodolce for lunch today, and I have some left over for lunch tomorrow. So I got a lot of bang for my buck. Anyway, that is all to say that I am no expert when it comes to kitchen planning. The other reason I am no expert when it comes to kitchen planning is because I don't do it for my own clients. I help them pick out the pretty stuff. So we pick out the backsplash, the hardware, the countertops, the cabinet color. But the person who should be kind of designing the interior of your cabinets should be the person who you're buying the cabinets from, whether it's IKEA or Lowe's or Home Depot. Depending on the line of cabinets you choose, there's going to be different options. Most of them have very intricate computer systems that only work for the line of cabinets that they're selling, but they'll allow you to customize it in so many ways. There are, of course, some tried and true rules for outlining a kitchen, which is like the triangle thing and all this stuff online, but I am no expert in any of that. Uh, I can speak to what I like personally, but I am not a chef and I don't do as much as you do. So you might find that you're not as drawn in by my comments as you might be by somebody's comments who does this every day. I would recommend leaning in hard and spending lots of time with that kitchen planner, even if these cabinets are prefab. They'll help you to determine exactly the right inserts, exactly the right functionality that you want for how you typically cook. Same goes for appliances. Because I don't manage renovations for anyone, I never pick their appliances. I myself have purchased appliances a couple of times. I will say that I loved my KitchenAid dishwasher. Right now, I have a Miele dishwasher, which is supposed to be like top of the line, amazing. Everybody wants it. Not me. The Miele is not rocking my world. It does a pretty good job with washing and drying, but the problem is that the inserts or whatever you call it, the different components, the trays are not set up in an intuitive way that works well for the dishes that I have. And I have very standard dishes. So I just don't find it to be a great fit for us, but my KitchenAid dishwasher was amazing. I mourn the loss. It was perfect in so many ways. I called it, much to my husband's chagrin, my boyfriend. Don't nobody talk bad about my boyfriend, because he was like my partner in crime, this dishwasher. I would load it up and it would wash the dishes so quickly, so quietly. Oh my gosh. The Miele is quiet. I will give it that. But I can only get like half a load of what I could have piled in my KitchenAid. And I never had to rinse with my KitchenAid. And I am a throw and go gal in pretty much every aspect of my life. But certainly when I do dishes, I don't hand wash, I'm not going to scrape, and I'm not going to pre wash. Judge as you will, people, but that is who I am, and I am standing in my power. I had a little technical difficulty. The internet in the cottage is not working. Not working. What is going on? It's so hard to be productive when you're living out of boxes, when your Wi Fi does not work, when it is so cold. Serenity now. Anyway, Sophia, we left off with me letting you know that I have limited experience with appliances, really only my own. My clients rely on not only their budget, but also their kitchen designer to help guide them, because that's what the kitchen designer does every single day. You did also ask a question about furniture selection. You mentioned that you've bought lots of furniture in the past and need to know sort of where to go for what piece of furniture at what type of quality. And I will tell you unequivocally, 100% no company does everything well. Even the high-end companies, even the expensive companies excel at certain things and do not do a good job at other things, in my humble opinion. Now, this is an area where I have a lot of expertise, but not only do I think about what type of furniture I'm shopping for, I always think about the style, because different stores have different styles, and I try and match the quality and the style when I'm shopping with the right vendor. I need you to write me back, Sophia. I need you to let me know what style you've settled on, because you mentioned about 4 of them in your note. And I also need you to let me know what piece you're looking for. Betsy, I need a traditional sofa. Betsy, I'm looking for a transitional buffet. Betsy, I need an eclectic table lamp. I can direct you if you're looking for something specific, and I can really make it actionable. But when it's just so vague and broad, I would talk all day, and don't nobody got time for that. We've got baseball playoffs to go watch. We've got box meals to go make. We've got baxes to unpack. We've got to call Optimum and find out why the Wi-Fi is not working. We've got so much to do. So I will not keep you on the podcast too long. Instead, Sophia, write me back, ask me a really specific question. I'll give you a really specific, high value answer. Guys, I am so glad to have joined you again this week. I really hope that those of you who've been thinking about interior design, been thinking about wanting to make money, been thinking about, should I stop helping my friends and family for free? Or maybe you're already making money, but just not the amount of money you've hoped for. There are steps to making money as an interior designer, and I am hosting my very first webinar. I am so excited. November 3rd, 45 minutes of your time starting at 11 a.m. Eastern time. You're going to get lots of value, actionable steps, and there will be time for Q&A. So if you have some questions, if you're struggling with something, don't hesitate to pop it in the Q&A during our webinar. It will be live. I will be there sharing my design wisdom and helping to set you on the path to profit through passion, because I think that's what life's all about. Let's do what we love and make money. And hopefully the Wi-Fi will support us, right? Okay. Well, everyone, until then, I will talk to you soon. Bye. A big thank you to Aton and the Embassy, who wrote our theme song. A shout out to Catherine Heller, who owns the podcast shop and is our editor extraordinaire. We also want to thank Ginny Sunasan and her team at the Savvy Podcast Agency for their help with our social, our YouTube channel, and so much more. We also want to thank Uploft, which is our parent company who supports this podcast. And lastly, we owe a huge debt of gratitude to you. Thank you so much for tuning in and for all your support.